There's a lot of hate going on, and people have been saying that it's due to staff leaking things and what's going on with that. We also have V apparently believed to be getting angry over Jennie allegedly going back to G-Dragon, and then people are talking about a clip where it's a bit cute. So Dumplings is Dave. Decide hate or not, make sure to subscribe with the notification bell on. Make sure you join us fangirling on Patreon with some free content on Saturdays now, and let's go. There's a clip that's been circulating, and it was pretty big at the time it was posted, but now it's gone big as well. And these things within the community like to come full circle, and they definitely come back out every time a specific member of the group is being talked about. And it's kind of interesting how dating rumors work in K-pop, whereas even if the artist who is on the receiving end of a dating rumor isn't really doing anything, and only one of the people in the couple is doing anything, it doesn't take long before both their names are brought up from that one person doing something. And recently Jennie has been back in the headlines as she is believed to be dating. So of course V is brought up again, and we'll get into this dating rumor a little bit more later. But right now, let's talk about this clip because it's kind of fun, and I want to start with that. There was a clip not too long ago where all the members were asked what their favorite animal was, and all of them screamed out their answer, and V didn't really know what to say. So he was being interrupted a lot, and he got to be very stern and say that it was his turn to answer. V decided to say that his favorite animal was a zebra. I believe this was after Jimin butted into V's answer and said that V's favorite animal is him. And then V responded to say that it's actually a zebra. Now the funny thing about this is that Jimin's outfit or shirt was very zebra-like, and it had black and white stripes, and a lot of people have taken this to call it a dating video, or maybe just like a cute video. And it is a cute video to see their interaction and also see the V getting a bit stern because he felt like he was being interrupted. These fun videos, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of them when the boys come back within the military and when they're doing their interviews for their new music. I'm hoping to see a lot more of these cute moments. It's also interesting because I don't actually know what V's favorite animal is, or if it's a zebra, or if he was just saying that because that's the last thing that he saw before he was supposed to answer. Like there was a striped shirt and then he was like zebra. For example, if I was answering a question in an interview and I don't really know what the answer was, I would probably kind of think for a little bit, but then if I saw the color blue, I'd be like shark, and I would just say that rather than not saying anything. So I know I would definitely do that, and I can see why someone would do that because like you have to say something, right? And if you can't really think of what to say, you can't just not say anything. So just like say anything. And no matter what animal they say, it's probably not going to be seen as problematic, so just say whatever animal. So I'm wondering how much of V's answer was just because he had to say something, or was it because he actually loves zebras? Because personally, I've never seen him reference zebras otherwise, but I would see him definitely more into horses. Now, people come up with pretty wild theories, and if you're familiar with Jennie and her smoking situation, then you'll know that that definitely got blown out of proportion, and to an extent that I think a lot of people who aren't in K-pop would even be like, what is even going on? Someone getting hurt or attacked or even death threats for literally vaping. Like, I don't think that it would make sense to most people. And I think a lot of people within the community have been trying to make sense of it and try to explain why she was getting attacked or what could possibly even be the reason for getting attacked over something as silly as vaping. Now, I don't really love some of these theories because they're quite outlandish and oftentimes they don't really make a lot of sense. But one of the theories that people had was that the label or former label YG was putting out press releases to essentially get Jennie in trouble. Now, if you don't know what this is and what this action is, this is something that people within the entertainment industry do. It's not always malicious, and most of the time it's not. It's usually a publicist or someone's job who is to get stories out there or get news coverage. They will reach out to news sites, they will write up an article, and they will send it to them, and they'll basically say, hey, publish this. And sometimes if it's a slow news day or if it's a story that your news company knows will go viral, they'll definitely post it. And I would imagine there are probably thousands of press releases per day that actually never get posted or published. Now, what people are alleging is that YG has been very upset with Jennie leaving the label, that they are purposely leaving these press releases on the desks of these news sites to get them to publish these hate articles, trying to get Jennie smoking to seem worse than it is. With even, I think, an article calling her smoking scandal a fall from grace. Obviously, smoking is not a fall from grace. Every celebrity does it. Every non-celebrity does it. But I think this rumor is ridiculous because a big label would probably not waste their time making a press release like this, because what would be the goal? Even if they were upset that they couldn't make money from a specific artist and he anymore. They would rather be more productive trying to train a new artist to be as successful as the old one, rather than waste company time by writing news articles and sending them out, because they'll typically send them out to quite a few people and they will tailor the article to the specific news site. So this takes hours. Keep in mind, employees get paid by the hour. So companies literally are losing money if they wanted to do this. And the person who wrote this article could just be someone who has not been very happy with what has been going on with Jennie, or someone who just knows that if they write that, it would appeal to a wider demographic. Like, there are definitely a lot of people who would agree with what the article said. And so the person writing this might even seem less controversial writing something against Jennie like this than if they were to write something like this for anyone else who's like less controversial. So I think the conversation was more so on the news article rather than it being on the person, because one person wrote that it seemed like it's coming from a bigger entity, or the backlash is coming from a bigger entity. Bottom line is, there are a lot of people, like fans, that are angry and not a part of that label. So did they get hired to be a part of the label, or how does that work? There's also been a butt ton of news coverage with people saying that Jennie has gotten back together with G-Dragon. Now, if you're unaware, Jennie was with G-Dragon allegedly before she was with V. So the news came out that Jennie and G-Dragon were together, and then I don't believe there were any news stories covering their breakup or anything like that, and then randomly it was believed that she was dating V, and then news came out that the two broke up, but now it's believed that Jennie is back together with her alleged ex. Now, the reason why is because of jewelry. It's because they're wearing the same shirt. It's, I believe, clothing, or people think that they're sharing things. Now, I want to preface all of this is alleged, and we actually have no idea whether it's true or not, because the rumors surround things like wearing similar jewelry, and the chances of them wearing the same jewelry is probably pretty likely, as stylists can share those things. But also, if they're friends, they can just wear each other's things. But a lot of people have now been concerned over what would be V's reaction, like his reaction to Jennie getting back together with an alleged ex. Because if this was a situation in which she was getting back with an ex or whatever, it would probably make Jennie look bad, as it makes her look like she wasn't over G-Dragon before she went with V, and V was the rebound. I don't necessarily think that this is true, but if the dating rumor is true, you can even be like, G-Dragon saw that Jennie was single again, decided to roll the dice again and see if he can rekindle things. And maybe they did. Now, if they're not actually together and they're just friends now, then that's also well as well. And even if they're not friends and they're just all around but not together, that's totally okay as well, and none of our business really. There's so many assumptions a person can make when these things are happening, and so it's always odd when they come up with these assumptions that they're the most afraid of. And you know what I recommend? I recommend therapy. Therapy's helped me out a lot to think about other things and other options and things that could be an alternative to what's happening. I'm not sponsored by any therapy right now for this video, but I just believe in therapy truly. Now, do I think V would be upset about the news? I really don't think he would be upset. When you're in the military, or when you're in a position where you're kind of going and going all the time, you don't really have time to process the emotions. It's really only when things slow down and there's a lot of quiet time do the tears start rolling or whatever. And again, I'm not saying this is actually a real rumor, but I'm saying that if it was, he probably wouldn't do anything right now. However, I don't believe it is, and I think it's interesting that people make that assumption that he would be upset. It's like they make up a rumor, and then from that rumor they make up another rumor. And it's kind of like, well, the rumor that you're basing the second rumor off of isn't even confirmed yet, and now you have all these different rumors based off of one rumor that's not even true. It's just so odd. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks. Just leave a comment right here. Love you. Bye.